You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt. Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
If you have not been tuning in before, my goodness, you've missed out on a lot. Broke boy, but with potential. What made you realize, this soft life is for me?
I deserve it. Because main money is special.
I'm single. But you don't like to be alone now.
I'm looking for a guy to break my heart. But as long as they're Nigerians now.
Watch Slay Queen Nigeria, only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the D to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke. We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff, no filters, just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. So tonight, we got to get back into Tyla. Everybody's talking about Tyla's album flopping and the colored conversation. My Lord, colored, and colored again. Boy, that's always been the talk. Now it was been rehashed from last year. It's the same conversation. Make sure you stay tuned tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're really going to get into it because some people don't even know what they're talking about, beyond which some people don't. I also had one person leave a comment on X. You know what? Let me start with a rant. How about that? So 10 years ago, I was a lot more patient with ignorance. I don't care where the ignorance came from. I was a lot more patient. But at this stage in the game, I'm not patient with ignorance no more. But the reason why I'm not patient with ignorance is because from 10 years ago to today, we had so much leap in technology and a leap of a wealth of knowledge that at this point, if you're ignorant, it's literally a choice. We literally walking around with whole computers in our pocket, a phone. We have artificial intelligence now on our phones, literally. And it does not make sense to be dumb at this stage in the game. I don't care where you come from. I don't care who you are, where, it does not even make sense. Now, I know with Trump being in the White House, that is the most magnified ignorance I've ever seen in my life because, listen, if I'm the president or wherever I'm in charge of, if somebody say, nah, Phil, that's not it what you're saying. Let me show you what this is. I would be like, oh, shoot, man, you're right. No, I wouldn't be like, oh, forget that. It's this what I say. No matter what Donald Trump does, ignorance will never win at the end of the day. So I don't care who you are, where you from, diaspora or not. If you're ignorant, I'm going to call you out, or I may just not say much to you because I don't have patience for your ignorance, okay? I'm going to have these conversations, whether you like them or not, right? And we're going to have these conversations the right way. We're going to call out those who are wrong. We're going to acknowledge when people are right, no matter where they from. So if you want to be in a circle of ignorance, you probably need to go somewhere else because I don't like ignorant people in my chat. I don't like ignorant people around me because I know the majority of black folks are smart. I know this by engaging you, not online, but engaging you in the street. I've met many of you, okay? I met you that's FBA. I met you that's from the Caribbean. I met you that's from the continent of Africa. I've met some Afro-Latinos, and guess what? Every last one of you have been good people and ignorant and not ignorant at all, for sure. So I will say that when you touch grass and hit the pavement, people are totally different, and that's why I don't really take too much stock into what a whole lot of people say online, because when they get in your face, a lot of times they're not going to say some of these things. They're only brave on a keyboard or a smartphone, right? But we're gonna get into this tonight. We're gonna get in this tonight. We're gonna get in this tonight. Oh, Tyla. We're gonna get into this. Now, why am I here? You may say, well, I thought you were supposed to go, and maybe you didn't see the message. So what happened? Air Canada did strike after all. My flight going to Canada, I could have made that flight, but my flight coming back, I wouldn't have been able to make that flight. And there was no guarantee that I would get a flight coming back without coming out of my pocket. And that just, hey, you bring me there, you got to get me back, right? And I'm not going to sit extra days in a place when I have to be back here because, hey, here, after, me and my wife work together, we're doing the things we're doing. Our little girl's back in school. So, I have to, dad takes his little girl to school. Sometimes, I take her both coming and going. My wife will take her in the morning. I'll pick up in the evening. But we got our setup going, right? So if I'm going to be out of town, then I got to be back when I say I'm going to be back. That's with anybody that they want me to come do anything. I will be there the day you say, and I got to leave the day that we agreed to, okay? All right. Now, of course, what happened is out of their control. Air Canada, like I said, they're striking. You can go look at it all in the news. It's there. The flight attendants, I understand why they're striking because they want them to stand by, but they don't want to pay them. That's not right. I mean, if you want somebody to stand by, then you got to pay them. So I get why they doing it. I really get it, and I hope they get their money. I really do. A shout out to the flight attendants with Air Canada. I'm with you. I support you because you need to get your money because these corporations don't treat people right. They don't. And there's black folks that work for Air Canada as well. Okay, so I want the black people in Canada to get their money. All right. So like I said in the other, what is that thing, the Post, that those of you in Canada that really want to, 'cause a lot of people did want to come, visit and break bread with us. We're going to do our own event in Toronto. So stay tuned. I've been getting also feedback of what cities in the U.S. that we can go to get some to do some events. So y'all stay tuned because we got to take this show on the road, okay? We got to take it on the road. When we did one in Houston some years ago, I mean, shoot, everybody got the tickets. It went out quick, right? So it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So stay tuned. All right. So let's get into this situation with Tyla, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into this situation with her. So a lot of people have been talking about Tyla and her EP that recently dropped. Let me make sure I quote the right name of the EP because I actually listened to it today. Hold on, let me go in my history here. I think it's called. Let me not say something I didn't. Hold on, where my history at? No, let's say history. There we go. All right, it's called WWP. That's the name of the EP with Tyla. It only had 4 songs on it. 4 songs. Okay, 4. So it's only 11 minutes and 26 seconds. All right. So I had a chance to listen to it, and I'm going to give, just a unbiased opinion about it, just based off of music, throwing any kind of political, because talking about colored and this and that, that's considered political. I'm talking about my music ear. So the first thing I noticed with her album, it was Afro beats. And I'm like, why is she doing Afro beats? That's the first thing I wanted to know. And the whole EP is Afro beats. It's not one song is Afro beats. The whole thing is Afro beats. She's not an Afro beats artist. So that was like the first thing that kind of threw me off with it. I say, okay. So I listened to the first song on there. What's the name of this song? Called Dynamite with Wizkid. Now, Wizkid's in Nigeria. Now, in my opinion, that should have been a Wizkid song. He's an Afrobeats artist featuring her. That would have been okay. But that's her song? No. She's more so I'm a piano artist, right? Then what's the other song? Mr. Media Is It, the third song, and Fort Bliss. After that, the rest of the songs to me, I didn't know what she was doing. So to me, the album was mostly trash. And it has nothing to do with her talking about colored. I'm talking about just the album's trash. So I don't know who told her to switch from I'm a piano to this, the Afro beats. Like, why? That's West African music. Let Burna Boy and all them do that. Why are you going to do? You're supposed to be representing South Africa and you're going to do some West African music? That doesn't make sense. It don't. Especially what's going on in your homeland, and we'll get to that a little later. So now with Tyla, everybody's talking about colored again. Okay. Everybody, you say she didn't even promote her own EP because she knew it was trash. She knew it was trash. Once she got to listening to it, let me tell you, Tyla and other artists that want to come behind Tyla into the American market. Let me teach you some game, okay? First of all, when you come to America, especially you want to come into the Black American market, because you have a white American market, you have a Latino market, you have that's what the markets really that you got that dominate. You don't have really an Asian market that dominates. And when I say Latino, I mean their music, their stuff, right? All their genres of music they have. White folks, country, rock, whatever they kind of listen to, right? A little pop, whatever. That's their wheelhouse. Us, hip hop, R&B. Of course, you'll slide in even some of the African artists that come in like Tim's and Burna Boy and the other ones. They still got to come through us too. Now, if we like you, we'll rock with you. It don't matter where somebody's from. Because I was hearing some of that argument on TikTok with some South Africans. Oh, y'all just don't like Africans. No, it's not that. Caribbeans do very well here. Africans have done very well here. We have no problem with that. No, it's just how you come and how you respect the culture. That's all. And the deal is, when you go to African countries, you got to respect their culture. Listen, I'm telling y'all, what they're telling us to do is what they would never do in their own homeland, especially with tribalism. They would never change who they are for us. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't be on this, well, y'all got to have some unity. They don't even have unity in where they at. What are you talking about? In a way, I have to say it because I've been there. I don't think one is fair to tell Black Americans to be on this great unity with everybody, but y'all not doing it. Why don't you show us how to unify first in the continent, and then we can maybe look at you and pick that up. But you're telling us we need to unify with everybody, but y'all don't do it. Y'all still got tribalism going on in the African continent in 2025. Why are you telling us to do something that you're not doing? I'm sorry, you can't tell us that. I'm not saying that we're looking to pick fights with people. No, that's not what we're looking to do here in America as Black Americans. But y'all telling us to unify, y'all telling us basically to put away our culture, our cultural norms, to not gatekeep our culture, and not say, hey, you're going to come in here the right way through us, and that's it. Oh, that's what she is over here, and y'all just got to respect that. In your homeland, and I'm going to repeat this again. I've said this many, many times. Your country, your rules, people have to assimilate to your culture. So if I want to get into the South African market, I have to assimilate into South African culture, whatever that may be. I can't say something offensive. I can't do things against the people. I can't agree with political parties against the Black people. I can't do that. I got to come in as a foreigner, as a guest, and number one, make friends who are Black in South Africa, rock with them, and have them give me the game so I don't mess up. See, and a lot of Black Americans, I've seen it with my own two eyes. When they go to different African countries, we make friends and we get the game from y'all, so we don't make no mistakes. But what happens with some, not all, you come over, you want to come over, and you do not want to make friends, get the game, and that's it. Now, let's get back to Tyla, because Tyla is a little bit deeper than just what I'm talking about with Tyla. When I realized something what she did on that album, what Tyla was supposed to do, when Tyla, I'm not about to beat up on you. I'm really not. I'm going to just tell you the truth. Tyla, what you were supposed to do is when you came to America, first of all, you should have been already cool with some Black Americans in South Africa because they're there, okay? So you should have got with some Black Americans in South Africa, befriended them, and then get them to give you the game, what to say, what not to say, about the colored conversation. That should have been had in South Africa with Black Americans. There are Black Americans in Cape Town. There are Black Americans in Johannesburg. There are Black Americans in Durban and all them other places like that. You could have easily found some Black Americans to give you the game. But you chose not to do that. We get to maybe why. Then if a Black American, FBA, gave you the game, then when you came over here, the first thing they would have told you is you need to get with Black people, Black American people in particular, to give you some more game about America. Because America is a total different beast than South Africa, right? And they would have educated her more about, okay, over here, it's about race. And I know it's race in your country too, but it's really about race on steroids here. You can't say colored here. And the reason why you can't say colored here is because it brings up Jim Crow. It brings up memories of the Klan. It brings up Bull Connor. It brings up dogs biting Black people. It just give her a thorough education about our history and why the word colored is something that is not going to fly here. It can fly in South Africa, but it cannot fly here. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get into a market with a particular people, then you cannot offend those people. Feel me? You cannot double and triple down and say, well, in my country, I'm this. What she should have said was, if anything, well, I'm a South African, and left it at that. She didn't have to get it, but see, she didn't have the right people around her. You understand? She didn't have the right people around her. It was a certain conversation she could have had would have been acceptable to Black Americans, but she would have had to have the proper education not to be offensive to Black Americans. And then some of you people that's from her homeland, you're actually hurting her more than helping her. Because you keep saying that, well, it shouldn't matter what Black Americans say, but if somebody go to your homeland, your country, and they start saying words like, I don't say the words, so I'm not, but if a South African listening, if a Black American starts saying the K word, right, that'll be offensive to you. Now, what if a Black American says, well, I mean, it's just a word. I mean, like, it ain't that big of a deal. I mean, shoot. And you like, no, it is a big deal. It's offensive. It come from apartheid. We don't like that crap. Well, I'm going to say it anyway. Like the Mexican dude, the artist that talking about he going to say the N-word anyway, Fat Joe. He another one, right? Disrespected the culture. He going to say, I'm going to say it anyway. And look what happened to Fat Joe at this stage in the game. What's happening right now, and maybe Tyla just came in at the wrong time, is that there is a gatekeeping happening now. And no one is going to come in disrespecting the culture. But once again, they will not tolerate you disrespecting their culture. None of them tolerate it. I'm telling you, they will not tolerate disrespect. They let you know that real quick. They will let you know you're a foreigner. Understand that. You're not from here. They'll tell you that. And in some instances, they may say we colored. Now, what if I told you I had one of them said that I was colored last time I was at the McDonald's? I looked at her, I said, what did you just say to me? Colored? But I know the classification, so I didn't get offended like maybe some of you would get offended. The first time I heard it, though, I was like, y'all, in South Africa. He said he's colored. Like, colored? Why are you saying that? What kind of crap is that? He looked like a light-skinned Black dude to me. We're just talking about color. What is, and then I had to get educated about it, and I said, okay. I got educated. So I went to the McDonald's. I was over there in Rosebank, and they had this particular young woman. She kept staring at me. She just kept looking at me like intently, and I put in my order, and she was like, where you from? I didn't get offended when she asked me where I was from. I didn't act like, why are you asking me where I'm from? I didn't get offended. Unlike some people here in this country, you ask them, hey, where you people from? Black folks do that all over the world, ask you where you from. I say, I'm from the United States. I say Houston, Texas in particular. She's like, oh, you're from America. I say, okay. She say, but I see you Black, but I'm looking at your hair. And you have hair like colored people. And I looked at her and I thought about it for a minute. And I'm like, well, in the United States, Black people have my kind of hair, sometimes wavier hair. Some people have hair like you in the United States. Our hair is on all spectrums. I told her in the United States. Okay. So I said, no, I'm nowhere near colored. Shout out to them though. But I'm nowhere. I said, no, I am a Black American. I stand on that. I said, nobody going to call me nothing else but a Black American. I'm going to represent for my people wherever I'm at. But when you try to come into this market, when you try to get in here, you're going to have to respect the culture. And the Latinos have found that out. The Latino artists have found that out. The white record labels are really finding that out now, that they can't see what the white record label try to do with Tyla. They got so used to manufacturing artists and putting them in front of us. So they gave her all these awards and giving her all this advertisement. And they think that, well, I can just throw my money at an artist and the Blacks will just take her. And now we like, your money no good, your awards no good. That's just pieces of metal. You have no respect in the community. You didn't come through the right gate to get access to this community. So I see all that what you're doing, but you didn't come right. You didn't come the right way into this community. See, before, we didn't have no gates around the community. So it was a free-for-all. Anybody can just come in our community forever. That's how it's been. And that's why we've been having so much trouble as a community. We had no gates around anything. When you create a gate, when you create a wall, you letting people know that one, it's just not no free for all. Two, you got to come in the right way. You say, so is color like the N-word? Like, so color, okay. In South Africa, it is not a slur in South Africa, even though it's an apartheid classification, but it is not a slur. Over here, it would be considered a slur with our history. But now, you mentioned the NAACP. Well, at the time the NAACP was created, we were still being called colored. They never amended that. I don't know why. AR that's asking. Anyway, so when anybody has access to you, you really don't have no value. And so, rich as our culture has been, everybody had access to it. Everybody can come in and out as they want, pick apart our culture, take what they like. They could take all our rhythm, but none of our blues. And now we're saying you can't even get a rhythm no more. You can't even get that. You got to come through the right gate. You got to come through the first gate. Hey, who are you? Who are your people? What you want? When y'all start doing that? As of a couple of months ago, a year ago, whatever. Yeah, what you need with this community? I'm trying to figure you out. Where you from? Who's your people? What's your track record? What's your paperwork? I need to see, because you can't just get in here no more. And then if you halfway all right, maybe you get down to the next set of security, because you're not all the way in. And say, okay, well, they passed preliminary. Now you got to go to the next security that's going to scrutinize you just a little bit more. And if you don't pass the second security, you definitely not getting in. You're getting kicked right back out. See, they don't like that. That's what gatekeeping is. Gatekeeping is saying, yeah, you may get in the first gate, but you're not going to get in the main one, because we're going to scrutinize you heavy. And if we let you in after the first gate, we watching you. You get through the main gate. If you do anything, say up, security grabbing you and throwing you right out that community and say, yeah, we saw you were dirty and foul. You're out. You're out. And for us to do that, all groups, not just one, all groups are having a problem with that. They're having a problem with us saying that we're going to gatekeep our culture. You have no access to our fight. You have no access to our bodies. You have no access to nothing like you used to. They want us to fight so bad. See, black people, we told y'all, look in D.C., you were next. We were never off the menu. We knew this. This, like, all this stuff's going on in D.C. is a remix. This is not nothing new. We always dealing with the police roaming around our community. We'll outlast them. Listen, they'll get tired before we get tired. I always tell people that. We'll outlast the police because they're going to get tired being in our community. Understand that. So Tyla didn't come in the right way. She did not. And that's what's really Tyla's problem. Then when she's trying to get in through the first gate, she don't even want to answer questions that will even get you in the gate. In this country, every artist is going to have to answer racial questions if you want to get into the black community. If you want, like, well, I don't want to talk about race, you're not getting in here, because we can't trust people that say, I don't see color as a black person. We don't trust you, because anytime you say, I don't see color, that means you don't see me and you don't see this community. And you talking like the folks, you can't come in here. Well, y'all wrong for that. Y'all culture shouldn't dominate everybody else's culture. In this country, it does. In your country, your culture dominates. I'm going to keep repeating that, and I'm going to say that boldly. Our culture is the culture that's black that you got to come through if you want to get in here. See, artists like Tim's, she has no problem. She has no problem in the black community. We love Tim's. Well, she's West African. Y'all let a couple of West Africans in. It don't matter where you're from. Rihanna isn't from the continent of Africa. People have no problem listening to Rihanna. You just got to come in the right way. Now let's get to another point with Tyla. Tyla. Tyla, you know you're wrong, right, Tyla? Now I'm about to go at you now. Tyla had an album, had an EP, and in Tyla's homeland, during apartheid, colored people was above black people. And if you really want to see the classification, you can probably pull it up online, the menu for how much you get at Robben Island, like the prison where Nelson Mandela was at. So you had the white would get the most. You had like the Indian after them. Third would be the colored, and at the bottom be black. And if you look at the menu, it was crazy how no matter whatever your color is at, is how much sugar you would get. They break it down how much sugar, how much meat, how much type of coffee you would have. It was crazy how they broke it down all by color. And colored was above black in apartheid. My first time to South Africa in Cape Town, I had a gentleman who was considered colored, and he was complaining about the ANC. And he said to me that, and this before I went to Robben Island, if I went to Robben Island, I would have really probably said something back to him. But I was in a listening mode at that point. Because, see, I don't just speak out of ignorance. I like to listen, even if people being ignorant. He said that the country was better during apartheid. And he said because when they turned it over to the ANC, the country is not the same. And then I'm hearing him say this. I'm like, huh? Apartheid? And they wasn't treated good in apartheid either. They were treated better than black people, but they wasn't treated like the whites in apartheid. But yet he was talking about they have black people that would tell you, and some people who are colored that's not like that would tell you, yeah, a lot of them act like the white people, anti-black in Cape Town. If you listen, you talking about criminality, go watch a documentary about the Cape Flats. Go watch it. Boy, you think, man, Old Block is like luxury compared to what they doing over there in the Cape Flats. Go look it up. It's on YouTube. Okay? Now, Tyla, she wasn't being patriotic to South Africa with that album. Now remember, it's all Afro beats. That's West African music. She went and got a Nigerian. Wizkid is a Nigerian. But in her homeland, they don't really want Nigerians. Case in point, give you a short video from South Africa between some South Africans and Nigerians. Here we go.
This in Nigeria. You said you must go to Transkei. You said you must go to Transkei. You said you must go to Transkei. Hit me. 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 You think we're scared of you? 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 We are not scared of you. You think we're scared of you? You think we're scared of you? Go and do this in Nigeria. We're not scared of you. We are not scared of you. Fuck you too. Fuck you too. Fuck you too. Fuck you too. Damn it. Fuck you too. Go and do this shit in Nigeria.
Now, shout out to him with those thong sandals and socks, boy. I could never put, I don't know what is it about them sandals, y'all. Them sandals, oh Lord, them sandals. Listen, you want to spot a black American in Africa? Look at your shoes. Our shoe game is on point no matter where we at. Our shoe game is going to be on point, boy. But anyway, so there's a lot of videos like that out of South Africa where they're beefing with Nigerians. Ghanaians are beefing with Nigerians. They don't want Nigerians. They say they're committing crime, dealing drugs. And I'm not saying they're not doing it. I'm not here to defend that or be against it. But clearly you got beef with Nigerians, okay? Tyla don't even think about things like that. She runs to a Nigerian artist and go get a West African, a whole West African music genre on her EP. That's not too patriotic, Tyla. Now, number two, Amapiano is a South African style of music. When we did the Slay Queen, not Slay Queen Nigeria that y'all just saw that's about to drop, not Slay Queen Nigeria, that's totally different, but Slay Queen, the original Slay Queen out of South Africa. We got with a South African Amapiano producer for that track that you hear at the beginning of Slay Queen, okay? They have them there. she didn't even keep her music to South African music, which could work over here. I like I'm a piano. I think it's cool. Okay. On top of that, she didn't even put on no South African. Now, South Africans, you need to ask her that question. Why didn't she put on no South Africans on her EP? She went and got a Nigerian, which y'all got issues with, and not put on the South African artist. She even put them on. She could have went and got somebody like Camo Fella. Could have went and got her. She's black. Could have went and got her. Put her on. That probably would have been, with how Camo makes her music, it probably would have been good. And Camo dance. That girl could dance. So why didn't you put somebody on like that? Y'all, listen, some of you in South Africa arguing about Tyla, and I just seen this with my own two eyes, okay? How Tyla kind of get down, she probably wouldn't even talk to y'all, the black South Africans. You won't see Tyla going to Soweto. And when I've been in Soweto, I didn't see one colored person living there. It's with all black. Coloreds don't even live around black people like that in South Africa. And I never understood that concept. Like, y'all don't really be hanging with each other like that in South Africa. Yeah, y'all trying to defend her. And then when she has a chance to put y'all on, she don't even put black South Africans on. She not even thinking about the dynamics. Like, wait, right now, yeah, we kind of beefing with Nigerians a little bit. Let me make sure just kind of keep this in the homeland a little bit on this EP. I want to promote it to the American market, but let me do that. You'd have did better by getting a rapper, even if it's a low-grade rapper. You could have probably got Cardi B to be on something with you, right? That would have been a better look for you than doing the WizKid thing. And then WizKid, that should have been his song, which you featured. That's the thing I'm talking about. She didn't put no South Africans on. And y'all defending her? Y'all arguing with us about her? And she don't even look at y'all the same. Y'all know in South Africa, she would be treated better than you. Why y'all going back and forth about colored and all that? That's dumb. The album wasn't even good. I don't even know what y'all defending. I never understood that. Now, if she was black, I would get it. But it's just her whole attitude. You can see it. She wouldn't fool with y'all. That's why I said it's way more to it than just the colored thing with this situation. She don't think much of y'all in South Africa like that. She don't. Because if she thought much about y'all, she'd have been putting y'all on. She'd been featuring y'all on her records and putting y'all, like, make sure, hey, this is my girl so-and-so. Hey, this is that. She don't even be doing that for none of y'all. And y'all repping a woman that wouldn't even fool with y'all. Tell Tyla go to Soweto. Tell her go do a show in Soweto. Tell her go out there and do one. I bet she won't. And Soweto's cool. Man, the brothers and sisters in Soweto is cool, man. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters in Soweto. I've been a couple of times. Good people out there in Soweto. But Tyla's not going to go out there with those brothers and sisters. Please. And y'all defending her? You mentioned Doja Cat. I don't know if anybody fooled Doja Cat. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I just never understood that. Now, of course, you know, you want to get tribal and all of that, and that's fine if you want to be tribal. Go ahead and be tribal. I'm not tripping on you being tribal. Go ahead, have your fun. But when a rubber meets the road, okay, then I'm telling you that she didn't put no South Africans on. She went to a Nigerian who y'all beefing with, not WizKid himself, but Nigerians in particular. Y'all beefing with him. She goes to a Nigerian and take their style of music over the style of music that's in South Africa. When you walk around Johannesburg and you hear the lounges and all that, you hear I'm a piano, or you may hear hip hop and R&B, or you definitely hear our music, right? But you hear theirs too. I'm just saying, she didn't put y'all on. Why are you defending her? She wouldn't defend you. She would not defend you. You know why she wouldn't defend you? Because she don't even want to have a race conversation here in America. And you know South Africa's whole history is about race. Y'all went through apartheid. Y'all didn't get out of apartheid until 1994. That's much longer than us with the civil rights era. Y'all just barely got out of apartheid. Let's call it what it is. 94. I was a teenager. And she don't want to talk about race and let you know she not down for y'all. Race should be an easy conversation coming from South Africa. I can understand that you came from maybe a place like Cameroon or a place like the Congo. I would get that at that point, that you really don't understand race like that. But South Africa, man, y'all still got race issues. White folks over there telling y'all where y'all can't go. And Indians. So you got racial issues still in 2025. You got white people got the majority of your land right now. You got race issues. So for Tyla to come up behind over here and say, oh, I don't want to talk about all that race, because you feel like you above it, because you feel like you equal with the white people. That's why. And black South Africans, you may not like what I'm saying, but you're defending the wrong one. There's plenty of black South Africans who are great artists in that country that you should be propping up and defending and want them to have international shine. Like I said, put Kamo Fella on. Send her over here to America. I support her. That's the kind of person that y'all should be supporting. She's a black woman. Clearly black. She wouldn't have a problem with Charlamagne asking her that question about black in South Africa. But when you come over here, you better be ready to answer the race question. And if you come from a Cameroon or anywhere else, right, and you haven't been here, you better get educated on race if you're going to come here. Now, in your homeland, you ain't got to worry about, if you don't deal with race, then it could be tribe. But be ready to deal with race issues. And if you come over here and like, I don't want to talk about that race, and then you get with the folks, I'm like, they always talking about race, then you're going to be out the gate too. Because that's what's happening now. A lot of immigrants are realizing you can't have access to the community no more because you talking like them folks. If you talk like them folks, you're gone. I'm warning you, this is where black America's at. You can get mad. You can call it hate. You can call it whatever. No, it's called respect. It's called gatekeeping. And it's calling our community having value. Because if anybody can just disrespect you, you have no value. If anybody can just walk all over you, you have no value. If anybody can just have access to you at any time, any moment, you have no value. Like I mentioned this before. Anybody can get access to a cubic zirconia right now. But do you got access to a 20 carat diamond? Do you have access to that? First of all, you won't even get in the location where that's at. And if you do, they got security. They got cases. They got to make sure you even got the right money to even be talking to them. Why? Because it has value. And so we went from cubic zirconia to the 20 carat diamond. That's where we at right now. And a lot of y'all not liking that. But we have to do that because in order for us to even get politically further in America, in order for us to even get reparations, we have to do that. Because we have to let the Democrats know that you're not going to just do whatever you want anymore. That's the main ones we had to let know. And that's really, to me, that's why I got on more so accepting delineation, is because I say, wait a minute, that's the only way we're going to get reparations. That's the only way we get an anti-black hate crime bill. That's the only way we let these Democrats know that we're not playing no more. Either you do something for us or you can crash and burn. So what if the Republicans tear it up? I don't care. We're gonna live in chaos together. We had to do that. Now in your country, it's a different situation. But in this one, it's a racial hellhole that we gotta fight all the time. So we don't have time for people coming in and out the culture, talking like the people that historically always try to put us down and harm us and everything else. If you talk like the folks, you're out of here. So if you don't see color, you don't want to talk about race, why black people always talking about race all the time, then clearly you don't need to run this culture, because our culture is a culture that talks about race, so we're affected by it. Now, if you're a person that's never affected by race, good for you. We want to get to where you at. So until then, you want to be here? We talk about race. You guys are some race baiters. Yeah, that's coming from the people that created the evil system of race. And I tell you all the time, they are the last people that could talk to me about anything about some race. Now, they can expose their own people, and that's great, because like I say, you ain't got to tell about your people to me. I need you to go preach that sermon to your own community. You go tell them. I don't need you here. We already got enough people that talk about racism. Go talk to your people and get them in line. Because you're not going to come in here and colonize our spaces either, talking about, oh, yeah, my community is so racist, and I know how some black people are, well, at least some, not all. They would get entertained by that. Oh, my God, Phil, have you heard that? I'll never forget that email y'all sent me. I'll never forget that email. I had somebody send me an email about this white gentleman talking about racism and talking about, oh, the white people trying to take black people out through science and this and that and the third. And I'm like, didn't the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talk about that? Didn't Louis Farrakhan talk about that? I mean, I can think of every great leader we've ever had talk about all of that. And you sending me an email, making me think that this guy said something that I've never heard before, and you was impressed by that? I'm like, why is he even making a video? Why don't he go talk to his people to stop it from happening? We don't need you to make a video. I'm not impressed with them doing that. I'm not impressed. Now, if you're a white person, you're like, well, we just want to speak out. And I appreciate it, but I need you to go speak out to your people. Go tell them about their racism. You ain't got to tell us about their racism. Trust me, we live it. We get it. Go tell your people about it. Go preach that sermon to them. They the one need you. The sick need a doctor, right? So you need to go talk to your people. Now, you said she's young. She is young. She's young. I get it. She's young. I don't know. How old is Tyla? What, 21, 22? I don't know. Yes, she's young, but let me tell you something about that being young deal. You can be young, but you don't have to be dumb. Once you run up to a brick wall, you start assessing at that point. Say, okay, maybe I just need to kind of change the things I'm doing. That's just and that's what takes you from young and dumb to young and learned. Trust me, we all made mistakes being young. And like I said, why you think I'm not really going ham on her like I could? It's because I understand she's young. That's why I give her some pass. Now, if the person that told me that silly comment, you defending, you give an excuse to an African. Well, by that logic, then I give an excuse to everybody. Because let me tell y'all how it is for me. When I get on them, they say I don't like them. When I get on Caribbeans, they say I don't like them. When I get on Black Americans, you say I don't like them either. So I'm telling you, I chastise those who I love. Notice I don't get involved with folks' business. As long as they're not messing with us, notice I don't talk about what they do to each other, how they harm each other, about how they violate their women, violate their children. I don't talk about any of those stories. Do you see me talking about it? Do you see me talking about it with Latinos and Asians, all these other people doing? Do you notice I don't talk about any of their issues? I don't even talk about their issues to even prove a point. Why? Because that's not my focus. My focus is on what we're doing. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about everybody in the diaspora. I'm going to do it. Well, I don't even like that terminology. I don't care what you don't like. That's what it is. Do I believe in unity in a diaspora? Sure I do. I want to unify with every person that want to unify with me that's definitely of Black Americans. I want to unify with my own people. I want to unify with Caribbeans that want to be on what we own. I want to unify with Africans that want to be on what we own. And if you're not on what we own, I don't want to unify with none of you. There's some Black Americans, I don't want to even talk to you. There's some Caribbeans I feel that way about, and Africans I feel that way about too. If you know good, I don't want you around me. Period. Nobody get a pass with me on that. Yeah. Natasha said she'll be all right. Yeah. Natasha, she'll be all right. She was getting a little spanking, you know. Like I said, but the thing is, let me tell you this. And Tyla, listen to me. Tyla, you can really correct all this, Tyla. Tyla, look, if you get a team of Black women and men around you, and they educate you, and then say, okay, look, we gonna go ahead and get you right, okay? Now, Tyla, what my suggestion is, you need a good Black American brother in your life if you want to be here. You need to get you a good, solid brother, and somebody that may be respected, and be in a genuine relationship with him, not nothing fake. And just you being in that relationship with him, and he gonna be schooling you the whole time, and then we gonna look for some right music for you. We may even put you back in the music you was in. We get some features for you. You know, maybe people from your homeland too. Get some Black American features. You know, we gonna just get some good features on your next album, right? Or mixtape, whatever. We put out a mixtape. And she could turn that around. I don't think that she didn't do something, in my opinion, so offensive that she couldn't turn around. I just think this is the result of having the wrong team and listening to the wrong people. Your team will destroy you, or a team will take you up. That part is true. Yeah. Eric says she's getting a little spanking. Yeah, she is. And it's nothing major. To me, it's nothing major. And if a person say, oh, yeah, it is, Phil, I'm like, if Tyla is a major thing for you, then you don't got nothing going on. We got some real issues in America. Tyla is not our major issue. It's a little small conversation, but it's not a major issue for us. It's not. We need to be thinking about, you know, some of the brothers are getting agitated now in D.C., you know, things like that, you know, that we need to be putting our eyes on, right? That sort of thing. It's like Trump is like, he's trying to keep poking the bear. I guess he wants the brothers to react. That's what he's trying to do. So, because he had nothing else. They've been wanting us to react, right? That's the type of things that we could talk about. Or we could talk about the scam, you know, the prince of Pan-Africanism. We could talk about that, right? Scamming Black Americans for millions of dollars for years. That's definitely something we going to keep talking about that one. I promise you that. Because I don't like someone coming in under the guise of our Black children and being the prince of Pan-Africanism all these years just to get a bag. When he could have got that on his own. Just doing speaking engagements. He could have been doing YouTube, you know, doing live streams, whatever, writing books. He can get money. He ain't had to scam nobody out of no money. I got a problem with that. He didn't scam me, but I still got a problem with it. So we got issues we gonna discuss. It is. And I don't care if you don't like me discussing the prince of Pan-Africanism. I don't care. I'm gonna discuss it. You say leave you more alone. I am not leaving nobody alone, because we do not need no more Brother Polites, and we don't need no more the Prince of Pan-Africanism. And I'm warning you already, LaSherica is going to cook Umar too this weekend. I'm letting you know already. LaSherica going to go in on him. You say Umar reminds you of the movie The Apostle. I remember that movie, The Apostle. I remember that movie. God, I remember that movie. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. That's very important. It's free. And make sure you check out LaSherica on AfroWire AI. She got her new commentary coming to 8 p.m. Make sure you subscribe when you're over there. So thank y'all for listening. Catch y'all on